Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Please, if this is your first time coming across this channel, please kindly subscribe down below by clicking on the red subscribe button down below and click the bell icon beside it so that you always be notified anytime I drop a new video. So today's video is a continuation of where we stopped in Twist of Fate, and the last update was how Ranbir went to save Prachi, and at the end of the day both Ranbir and Prachi got kidnapped, and Abby also went to the police station with Shahana to look for Prachi. That will be in the description box below and it will be up in the card. Let's continue from there. The goon gets suspicious and asks Prachi to move her feet, and he sees the light from the phone and he takes the phone and disconnects the call, and he asks them that who were they talking to on the phone, and Prachi says nobody, and the goon slaps Prachi. Saying this, Ranbir gets angry and breaks the rope and gets up, and he beat up the goon and frees Prachi's hand, and they started running. At the police station, Pragya tells Sarita that Ranbir said that they are tied up and kept in the garden, and Sarita gets worried. The goons surrounded Ranbir and Prachi as they were running, and Prachi falls down, while Ranbir beats the goons and takes Prachi to a room in the garden and locks it. Prachi cries looking at her hand bleeding, and Ranbir ties handkerchief on Prachi's hand. Prachi says that she is missing her mom and she wants to go back to her, and Ranbir says that he will take Prachi out soon, but Prachi says that they are trapped again and they will die there, but Ranbir promises Prachi that he will take Prachi to her mom, and he hugs her and asks her not to be scared because he will take her to her mom, and a song plays in the background. Sanju and the goons comes there and asks them to open the door, else they will not waste any time to break the door down, and the goons break the door and get inside and sees Ranbir and Prachi hugging each other, and Sanju gets furious while Ranbir holds Prachi's hand and Prachi eyes behind Ranbir. Sanju comes to Ranbir and eats his face, and Sanju holds Prachi's hand and started taking her away, but Ranbir holds Prachi's other hand and looks at Sanju angrily, and Ranbir eats Sanju's hand and holds Prachi's hand, but Sanju beats Ranbir again while the goons hold Ranbir, and Prachi tries to stop them but it was in vain. Ranbir eats Sanju whenever he could, and Sanju eats Rod on Ranbir's head, and Ranbir falls down and faints, and Prachi was shocked. Pragya calls at the police station and asks the constable to give the phone to the inspector, and she says that she is Prachi's mom, and the constable informs the inspector. Abby looks worried and the inspector takes the call. Pragya tells the inspector that Prachi and Ranbir are kept in the garden near Yamuna Park, and the inspector informs the other police officers, and he says that they will go there and rescue them. Pragya and Sarita were in a taxi, and the driver tells Pragya that he will not come with them to the garden, and Pragya asks the driver to drop them near the garden. Sarita says that the driver should wait and see their bravery, and Pragya says that she will not leave the person that kidnapped her daughter. Sanju and Prachi were seated for the marriage, and while the priest was about to begin the mantras, Prachi calls Ranbir's name, and Ranbir gains consciousness and frees his hand and comes to Prachi, and he started beating the goons. The goons catch Ranbir again, and Rhea comes to eat the goons, asking them to leave Ranbir, and Sanju asks the goons to hold Rhea as well. In the mirror house, Pallavi gets worried about Ranbir, and Vikram asks about him, and Pallavi calls Abby on the phone. Vikram says that he is worried about Ranbir, and Abby says that he is also worried because Ranbir and Prachi were kidnapped and kept captive in the garden near Yamuna River, and Vikram says that he would come there right away. Pragya asks the driver to stop the car, and she gets down with Sarita near the garden. Rhea asks Ranbir that what is he doing here, and she started blaming Prachi. Prachi says that Ranbir came to rescue her, and Ranbir says that it is not Prachi's mistake, and if he had not taken the U-turn, then they wouldn't have been here, and he says that Rhea also didn't think of herself, and why did she come to the garden? Sanju asks Rhea to be quiet, and Rhea says that she wants to talk to Sanju, and she asks him to come with her. Sanju says that he doesn't want to talk to Rhea, and Rhea orders him to come. Sanju asks the goons to take care of Prachi and tells Ranbir that he will die, and he goes to talk to Rhea. Prachi asks that how did Rhea knows the goons' boss, and Ranbir says that it is good that Rhea left because his ears were already paining him so much hearing her shout. Sanju and Rhea goes to one side, and Rhea asks Sanju to leave Ranbir, but Sanju says that this is not Rhea's Diwali party, and he will do whatever he wants, and he would marry Prachi because he came here for her. Rhea says that she would give Sanju money, so Sanju should leave both Ranbir and Prachi, and Sanju asks Rhea if he asks her for her money, and he says that he is not marrying Prachi for money because he loves her. Sanju says that marriage can bend but it cannot be sold, so his love for Prachi is not sellable, and he can do anything for Prachi, and he can kick the wealth of the world for Prachi. And if Rhea troubled him, then he would send the goons behind her and they would not hesitate to shoot her. And he asked Rhea to let him marry Prachi because he would not let Prachi and Ranbir go. Shahana asks Abby to drive slow, and Abby asks that when are they going to get there, and he asks Shahana not to worry because he cares for her. And Abby mistakenly hits a car coming from the opposite direction, and he gets down and says sorry to the people in the other car, saying that he have their registration number and he will get in touch with them soon. The girl gets down from the car and stands in front of Abby's car, and Abby says that how will he handle the girl now? Shahana asks the girl to move away because they are in a hurry, and the girl says that their car is damaged so they are not going anywhere. Abby says that he would give the girl money and he asks her to let them go, but the girl's father says that he knows Abby to be a big businessman and his hand is injured and this is a police case. Rhea asks Sanju if he thinks that Prachi would marry him, and Sanju says yes and asks that why should he think that Prachi would not marry him since he has money, house and other things. So he would convince Prachi, and Sanju asks Rhea to convince her dad not to go to the police, and he will travel to Europe and have honeymoon with Prachi, and he will do as he has planned, and he asks Rhea to go. Rhea says that Sanju cannot marry Prachi, and Sanju asks that who will stop him, and Rhea looks at Sanju angrily. Sanju says that this is not the Diwali party, and here he has his goons who will shoot whenever he wants, and he asks Rhea to decide what she wants to eat, either the sweet of the marriage or the bullet of his goon's gun. And Rhea asks Sanju if he is threatening her again, and Sanju says that he is only telling Rhea because he knows her, and he asks Rhea not to plan or do anything against him. The old man that Abby crashed their car tells Abby that they have to call the police. Shahana asks the man to understand that they are in trouble, and Abby says that they need to go now. But the old man's daughter says that her father needs to be taken to the hospital, else she will call the police. Abby says that it is a small injury and it will tie the handkerchief on the wound, and Abby asks Shahana to take the man to the hospital so that he would go and look for Prachi. Shahana says that she doesn't know how to drive, and the old man also said that even his daughter doesn't know how to drive, and the man asked Abby to take him to the hospital by himself, and Abby was tensed. The police jeep gets punctured on their way to the garden, and they stops on the way, and they all get down and started walking. Sanju comes to the wedding altar and sits with Prachi while his face was covered. Pragya and Sarita comes inside the garden, and Pragya says that they have to save Prachi and Ranbir, and Sarita asks that how, and is it by wearing Mr. Indian cap or what? Pragya looks at Prachi through the curtain hole, and she sees Prachi sitting with the Mark Sarah man, and she secretly comes near them. Pragya snatched the goon's pistol and pushed him, and she aims the gun at Sanju and asks him to get up, and she asks the goons to throw their pistol down. Sarita also takes a gun and asks everyone to throw their guns down because the police will come here very soon, and Sarita asks Ranbir to take all the pistols. Pragya asks Rhea that what is she doing here, and Rhea says that she was searching for them and she heard their voice and came here to also rescue them. Sarita slaps Sanju for trying to marry Prachi forcefully, and she asks Prachi to take off the man's veil so that they can all see his face, and Ranbir asks him to stand silently. Vikram also got to the garden with Pallavi, and Ranbir says that the man kidnapped Prachi and tried to marry her, and it was Prachi that told him the story, but he doesn't think that that is the truth. Prachi says that it is the truth, and it happened as she was going home. She saw the goons murdering a waiter, and she wanted to ask the waiter who asked him to spike a drink during the Valley night, but before she could ask the waiter anything, the goons murdered him, and they saw her and they hit her on the head and brought her to this garden, and everyone was shocked. Ranbir asked Sanju to take off his veil, and Ranbir removed Sanju's turban and veil, but Sanju was wearing a black mask on his face, and Ranbir's grandma asked Ranbir to pull off the mask, and Ranbir asked Sanju to stand straight, and he tries to pull the mask, and Rhea gets scared and holds Mahendra's hand and keeps the hand on her neck, pretending that Mahendra wanted to strangle her, and Ranbir quickly leaves Sanju and beats Mahendra, and everyone started beating the goons. Vikram's mother, Vikram, Pragya and others beat the goons, and Sanju picked the gun and asked them to stop. Pragya asks him not to do anything to Prachi, and Sanju says that he doesn't want to do this, but he is helpless and he loves Prachi and he really wants to spend his life with her. But if Prachi cannot be his own, then she cannot be for someone else because he cannot see Prachi with someone else when he is still alive. Mahendra was holding Pragya while Gudu and others were holding Ranbir and others, and Sanju apologized to Prachi and shot at her, but Ranbir pushed the goon and runs to rescue Prachi, and he gets injured on his hand and he beats Sanju for shooting Prachi, and the inspector comes there and asks his team to arrest all the goons. Sanju runs while the police run behind him, and Prachi comes to Pragya and Pragya thanks Ranbir. Vikram's mother says that Ranbir is bleeding, and Vikram says that his son is a tiger and nothing would happen to him. Sarita says that Ranbir did not care for himself before saving Prachi, and Ranbir asks Vikram to take Pallavi, Grandma and Rhea home, and he would go and drop Prachi and Pragya at home. And the inspector comes back and says that the man that was wearing veil, that is Sanju, has run away. Indian police. Abby managed to get to the Gordon and he asks Shahana to sit in the car for her safety, and he goes inside. Shahana gets down from the car and thinks that she never listened to even her grandma, and she follows Abby. Abby asks that what is Shahana doing there, and Shahana says that someone is standing there, and Abby asks that who is there, and it was Sanju. Abby asks that what is Sanju doing there, and Sanju says that he came to rescue someone, but he doesn't know if anyone is here, and Abby asks Shahana to come and they leave. Sanju thinks that he is safe now, but where would he hide? And he thinks that he would hide in Abhishek Mera's house. In the Mera house, Rhea thinks that it is 5:45 a.m. and Ranbir should have come back home by now. And why did Ranbir go to drop Prachi? And she thinks that Ranbir shouldn't have gone to the Gordon because Prachi doesn't deserve this, and she thinks to call Ranbir. Pragya, Ranbir, Sarita and Prachi got home, and Sarita sleeps due to the doormat and Ranbir owes her, and Sarita blames Madhu for her fall. Pragya asks Ranbir to sit and calls the doctor, asking him to come immediately, and Ranbir asks Pragya to trust him that he is fine, and Prachi says that if Ranbir is fine, then the rest of them are super fine. Pragya asks Prachi to bring warm water and Prachi goes to bring it. Pallavi calls Ranbir and asks if he got his bandage done, and she asks that what did the doctor did, and Vikram's mother asks if the doctor gave Ranbir medicine, and Ranbir says that he would call his elder brother and tells him that everyone are showering all their love on him because Pragya and others are praising him a lot as if he has done a big thing, like an heroic thing, and he will listen to all their praises and come home for breakfast. Pallavi says that she would make Aluka paratha, and Grandma says that she will bring kheer for Ranbir. Rhea calls Ranbir and thinks that why is his number busy, and Pallavi asks Ranbir to give the phone to Prachi. Prachi takes the phone and Pallavi says that she has never seen such a brave girl like Prachi till now. Vikram's mother says that she has seen beautiful girls, but she has never seen a beautiful and brave girl like Prachi. Prachi says that she is happy that the family makes a stranger like her as their loved one, and Pallavi says that the credit goes to Prachi for making everyone her own, and they ends the call. Pragya asks Prachi to bandage Ranbir's wound, and she took Sarita in to make her rest. Vikram's mother asks Pallavi if she is happy, and Pallavi says that she is very happy because she never knew that her son is so brave. Vikram's mother says that they don't still know who that guy that wanted to marry Prachi by force is, and Pallavi says that they don't know why he wanted to marry Prachi by force. Abby calls Prachi to find out where they are, and Prachi gives the call to Pragya, but the call disconnects, and Abby told Shahana that they might be at the police station. And Pragya calls Abby and says hello, and Pragya was shocked hearing Abby's voice and she looks confused. Alright, thank you so much guys for watching the video till the end. Please, if you enjoyed the video, please kindly like it, share it, comment and subscribe to this channel for more video. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.